Today, buddy, we're gonna discuss grindage.
Crack? Want some crack? Get you high?
No, man, but you want some weed?
Just chill, Dave, because you know why? Link and I had a stony time at the mountain.
Are you even supposed to be here today?
Don't get me started.
Hello and welcome to the 4th edition of the WeedPornDaily Podcast. I am Grouch. I am the editor and owner of WeedPornDaily.com. I'm the guy that answers all the questions on Tumblr. Follow us on Tumblr at blog.weedporndaily.com and follow us on Twitter, twitter.com/WeedPornDaily, or just connect with us socially. We love to connect with our super stoners via social networks. We've got Facebook, Google+, YouTube, all that jazz. Just check out our website, WeedPornDaily.com. So we've got a fire show in store for you guys today, courtesy of the U.S. government. Just a normal flow. Weeducation news right up front. We've got the U.S. government moving in on California dispensaries and issuing cease and desist and eviction notices. And we've got a bunch of petitions for you to sign so you can join the legalization movements and do your part, and help out other super stoners and yourself, really. We've got a U.S. Rastafarian exempt from probation pot testing. The very interesting article. Great little watershed in the weed world. And the Dutch deciding to treat marijuana as a hard drug like cocaine and heroin. And we'll close out as usual with a lighter article. MTV wants marijuana addicts for a reality show. And of course that reality show is True Life. So stay tuned for that. We've got a load of Weeducation news for you guys. Also buckets more on the website, so make sure to check that out. And we've also got a review of some Nameless OG today. Got some. Well, it's not that fire. It's some decent bud that we got our hands on, and we're gonna review it this week. Interesting high. Highly recommended though. It's a nice mid to high shelf Kush. And this week we've got 2 great submissions from super stoners, joining the ranks of Session Songs. What was his name? Sorry guys, a little baked here. Ronald Heisley from New York drops us with his newest album, K-Hyrie. And we've got a track from Mike Dietrich. Some electronic, relaxing jams for you to tune out to. So stay tuned. We've got a awesome show packed for you guys. And we might have some super stoner questions later on if Tumblr bites. So stay tuned. Pack your bongs, hit your dabs, anything that you have to do, and we'll see you on the other side.
You know what I say? Fuck the police! Fuck the police! Yo, fuck the police! Fuck the police! Yo, fuck them!
This week in Weeducation. Weeducation is a section where we bring you the latest in marijuana news. Just the latest crime, marijuana bust, just things happening in your area, and laws and law reform. If you'd like to follow along, just go to podcast.weedporndaily.com and go to the podcast you're listening to. We've got a list of all the articles we discuss, so you guys can read along since I'm quite high and I make a few mistakes. The first article I'd like to bring your all attention first and foremost. This is brought to us by the Talk of the Town by Steve Elliott. Want to help cannabis legalization? Sign these 11 petitions. It's just 11 petitions on the whitehouse.gov website, a website recently opened by the by the U.S. government, in order to give the American people a chance to voice their opinions on the internet and bring pertinent petitions to the president's face, or attention, rather. And these are 11 petitions that if they get over 5,000 or 10,000 signatures, something like that, the president is actually required to respond within 30 to 45 days, something like that, to the petition. So it's very important. We can actually squeeze a response out of Obama for once, and we can get him to maybe recognize that cannabis has medical uses, cannabis should be legalized, and other important matters on here. The first petition is to stop denying the medical use of cannabis and remove it from the Schedule 1 of the Controlled Substances Act. There's also one, repeal any and all laws pertaining to the illegalization of the cannabis plant and all of its uses, which would open up the hemp industry, create a bunch of jobs for the American people, and to finally fix that problem of us using hemp and not being able to produce it because of cannabis legalization laws. Allow U.S. disabled military veterans to access medical marijuana to treat their post-traumatic stress syndrome. A very important petition. Help our veterans who have problems from just fighting the good fight. They put in their time and now they're suffering because of that. And there's a substance, there's a medicine that they can use, and their own government that they fought for to uphold is denying them that. So sign these petitions and help your fellow stoner and yourself and the marijuana movement. There's also some petitions like Free Mark Emery, if you guys are interested in that. He's a Canadian political activist, huge in the marijuana movement, and he's still arrested. Sad. He has a family, children at home. I believe he was extradited. I'm not too privy on the details, but sign all these petitions if you can. If you're in the U.S., make sure to drop by this article if you drop by any this week. Another big news article this week, maybe not pertaining to cannabis, slightly. Huge icon this week passed away, Steve Jobs. Huge idol. Not idol, just an amazing person who's passed on, but gone forever. And this week we've got a very interesting article from a man who's known for using psychedelics, from marijuana to LSD. Did cannabis prohibition kill Steve Jobs? This comes to us from celebstoner.com. Not seeing the author here, but basically it talks about how Steve was told by his doctors that he had two choices that really could have gone simultaneously. He needed a liver transplant for his pancreatic cancer, and he could have used medical marijuana in order to help with the cancer as well as just the struggle of the cancer. But he was told by his doctors that if he would use medical marijuana and he tested positive on any drug test, he would not be able to go through with the liver transplant. He would be denied due to marijuana's illegality. So you have to really ask yourself here. I mean, maybe he wouldn't have lived longer if marijuana were legal, but maybe he wouldn't have struggled as hard. Maybe this man's life could have been made easier by this miracle medicine, that's for some reason denied. This plant that grows everywhere, that helps, actually proven scientifically to fight cancer, to help with the side effects of cancer treatments. I mean, it's disheartening, to say the least. And also very sad news of Steve Jobs passing away. My condolences completely. So not to be a complete downer, let's move on to more interesting and I guess happy news for the marijuana community. This again comes to us from the talk of the town, Steve Elliott. A U.S. Rastafarian is exempt from probation pot testing. It's not very widely known, but in a groundbreaking case, at least one American citizen, a licensed Rastafarian minister in Minnesota, has been openly smoking marijuana daily with a judge's approval for the past year and a half, despite the fact that he is on probation. Jameson Aaron was sentenced to 5 years probation on March 24, 2010, after an altercation at his home, reports Weed Press. During sentencing, Judge Judith Tilson handed down a trailblazing exemption to Minnesota's drug testing laws. The defense has proven a colorable claim of religious right to ceremonial use of cannabis, otherwise known as marijuana, Judge Tilson ruled. Ceremonial use is intermittent use, but because of our chemistry and how we do UAs, urine analysis, drug tests, it would seem that even with limited ceremonial use, that a UA would come up dirty on a regular basis. So basically this guy constantly getting drug tested because he's on probation, and he's actually, pot takes like at least a week with a rigorous exercise and proper dieting to get out of your system. So he uses cannabis daily. He wouldn't be able to pass a drug test ever. So it's interesting how the U.S. government, or just the legal system, recognizing that Rastafarians have a religious right to smoke cannabis. That it's not. I mean, I think it'd be a different story if they were smoking heroin religiously. I mean, it'd still be a hard case to fight. But cannabis is fairly harmless. I mean, if anything, he was in an altercation. I believe that cannabis is going to help sedate this guy. It's not exactly like alcohol, where it's proven to instigate. So great news. This is a watershed, really, in the world of weed. Just the first time, really, that cannabis has been recognized as something for religious use. This is great. Sorry to turn the tide, guys, but sorry to turn the tides, guys. But we've got some more sad news here. I need like a sad news theme or something. Feds announce California pot dispensary crackdown. This comes to us from the 420 Times by the Associated Press, actually. Federal prosecutors announced an aggressive crackdown against California pot dispensaries Friday, vowing to shut down dozens of growing and sales operations and saying that the worst offenders are using the cover of medical marijuana, to act as a storefront drug dealers. Officials described it as the first coordinated statewide offensive against marijuana dealers and and 15-year-old medical marijuana law as legal cover for running sophisticated drug trafficking ventures in plain sight. This article is long as fuck. I'm not gonna read it all. Basically, they're targeting dispensaries near schools, places near children. They're targeting the dispensaries that grew too big, like the ones that are literally farms, marijuana farms. And they're sending cease and desist notices and eviction notices from the people that own the land. So it's a sad day for California. A lot of dispensaries getting shut down, so a lot of medical patients losing out on their medicine, having to turn to the dark and dirty streets. I mean, I don't understand this. The federal government doesn't want marijuana on the streets, but every time that it cracks down and it starts closing the dispensaries, people don't stop using marijuana. They just turn to these streets that the government is fighting against to get their stash. And the stash isn't as clean as the dispensaries. The stash from the streets is actually the one that causes the paranoia and all the psychosis, the supposed psychosis problems, because it's not grown properly, because it's grown illegally, because it's restricted by the government. That's really hypocritical. It's a great article. You should read it. You should really know what's going on, because it seems that California is becoming the stage for the legalization movement. I mean, they describe it in the article. The California medical marijuana industry is becoming like Walmart or Costco. What's wrong with that? What? I see liquor stores everywhere. There's no problem with that. It's actually been proven in studies. If you actually go in the Weeducation archives, that crime increases when you close dispensaries, not when dispensaries are actually open. So when you're closing the dispensaries around elementary schools, middle schools, high schools, in order to protect children, you're actually hurting them, because you're increasing the crime rates in those areas. So it seems like the government keeps acting without thinking. They're stuck in this mindset, and they just need to take a fresh look on things. We really need a fresh take on all this. And speaking of fresh takes, you'd think one of the biggest places to travel and smoke your weed legally would be one of the biggest proponents of marijuana legalization and just I guess pro cannabis use. But reporting from Toke the Town by Steve Elliott, the Dutch decide to treat strong marijuana as a hard drug. That's right, marijuana is now classified, just like the US, as Schedule 1, like cocaine or heroin. In a place where recently they just banned foreigners from traveling there to smoke weed, now they're just banning strong weed altogether, which is really interesting, because you'd expect Amsterdam to be more open-minded about cannabis use. I mean, their laws have been fairly open, if not a little sticky, to say the least. The problem portrayed here is that most marijuana nowadays is grown above 15% THC content, which is actually the restriction now in Amsterdam. If anything is above 15%, it is considered a hard drug. So all your good strains like White Widow and White Rhino, just anything really grown really well and really potently, is illegal. And if you're wondering why Amsterdam is just suddenly banning marijuana, just making all these legal movements, it's because for years now because of marijuana's legality, people have been sitting outside the coffee shops, sitting on the streets and the alleyways, selling the harder drugs, the amphetamines, the heroin, the cocaine. And after people get high and they walk out and they're having a good time, they're approached by these sketchy figures, with all these hard drugs, and sometimes they're just robbed, or if not pushed into sales that they don't want. So it's not really, I said the marijuana industry pushed it. It's not really the marijuana industry. It's just something wrong with the system over there that's allowing sketchy figures to sit in alleyways with hard drugs. I mean, I don't understand how people just get robbed in broad daylight like that. I mean, it happens everywhere, I understand, but I don't understand how it's escalated to this point. So interesting. Read, check out both of the articles in the Weeducation section. The Dutch banning foreigners from smoking marijuana, and now them banning good marijuana. Very interesting news. In other nonsensical news coming to us from the Talk of the Town by Steve Elliott, MTV wants marijuana addicts for a reality show. And if you're wondering what reality show that is True Life. Yep, they're looking for addicts. I'm not going to read the article because it's really biased. Steve, gosh. He really tore into MTV with this article. But I'll read some quotes from the actual promotional piece from MTV. Are you addicted to marijuana? In all caps. Are you smoking so much marijuana that it's messing up your life? Have you gone way beyond the typical pot smoker to the point where you need weed just to feel normal? Stay regular, guys. Do you continue to smoke despite negative consequences in your life? The breathless promo asked. Do you want to quit, but you're finding it hard to stop? Have you looked into treatment programs or support groups for marijuana addiction? MTV wants to know. Are you smoking large amounts of spice or K2, a form of synthetic marijuana? Yeah. I'm not gonna actually give you guys any information on this shit. If you're really interested, if you really want to apply, check out the article. But really, shame on you, MTV. It'll be interesting if this actually airs to see the negative portrayal of pot on television. So stay tuned. Keep your television sets programmed. Fucking MTV. That's it for the Weeducation news this week. It's a lot of negative news, guys. I'm sorry, but it's been an eerie week. Very very murky week in the world of weed. And I wanted you guys to hear the most important, if not distressing articles. Every week, the WeedPornDaily podcast features 2 session songs for you to talk to, and they're submitted to us by your fellow super stoners. These are actually songs produced by the people in your fellow cannabis community. If you'd like to submit a song, if you want to submit a mainstream song, that's cool too. Or we prefer, your own personal track submitted on the WeedPornDaily website by going to weedporndaily.com/submit-audio, and you can just submit the MP3 or I believe WAV file there, and make sure to put your the track information, your personal website, any information that's pertinent. It helps so we can pimp you properly. This week in Session Songs, we have a great submission from MADE, Made. His latest mixtape just came out, K-Hyrie. And this song, AOASG, is pretty fresh. It's pretty fresh. It's got a smooth beat that plays throughout, and he just rips it up throughout, just speaking the truth about some Kush culture, if you feel me. Love all the references. I always love when a stoner song actually makes proper stony references, and the rhymes are pretty fresh. So check it out. This comes from Ronald Heisley in New York. Check out his Twitter at twitter.com/khire. That's K-High, as in I'm fucking Blaze, and R-E-E. You can also get to his Tumblr by khire.tumblr.com. And of course you can download this song on the podcast page, or the whole mixtape actually. He has it for download online for free. It's great stuff. I was giving it a listen to it earlier during a session. That's why I'm so baked right now. I'm so chill. Great stuff. Highly recommended. Hope you guys tune out to this.
Say your way, bitch, and God we trust. We came up on our own, all we got is us. And if you ain't rolling with it, gon' be sorry as fuck. Nobody music harder than us. Just say your way, nigga. Just say your way, bitch, and God we trust. We came up on our own, all we got is us. And if you ain't rolling with it, gon' be sorry as fuck. Nobody music harder than us. Just say your way, nigga. These niggas wanna be Khalifa or they tatted up. Just bought a fucking 1,000 sneakers, told them add it up. Plus our bitches bad as fuck. High rolling sour blunts, no 20 bags. I shit could fill a box of Captain Crunch. SB got them papers on deck. Just broke up 2 grams on that Farmingdale check. Asked my nigga Chris how we was on it at the Cuddy show. So we brownies to Becky's that didn't even smoke. Shout out to my nigga Nick from Uptown. Rooftop siphon like niggas is never coming down. Space Cool affiliated, shout outs to Buddha. Smoking medical, but nowhere near dispensaries. I never have to go far. My cannabis is sent to me. I need to be on high time. Fly as high as smoker of the century is made. Yeah, nigga, yeah, you know that. AOA high life, I'm never going back. Just say your way, bitch, and God we trust. We came up on our own, all we got is us. And if you ain't rolling with it, gon' be sorry as fuck. Nobody music harder than us. Just say your way, nigga. Just say your way, bitch, and God we trust. We came up on our own, all we got is us. And if you ain't rolling with it, gon' be sorry as fuck. Nobody music harder than us. Just say your way. They wanna know who that cool nigga. I say what up, they call me mate, but I ain't no new nigga. These bitches be up on some shit just tryna fool niggas. Like tryna get in crews, confuse and use niggas. I figure that all I need is the money and the love of the few. Black Amex car, put it right in my shoe. 2 by bitches cushion, let it do what it do. And if worse comes to worse, I'ma thugs my way through. OGs on my feet, keep them biters at a distance. We speak on the same shit, homie, but there is a difference. My shit is organic and you cutting fiction. You say it, they don't listen. They wanna hear that real shit. That cut the beat on and tell them how you feel shit. Not that I'm a doja, but I'm claiming I still deal shit. I don't know though, this shit can't get no triller. Ill recognize ill and you not familiar. Just say your way, bitch, and God we trust. We came up on our own, all we got is us. And if you ain't rolling with it, gon' be sorry as fuck. Nobody music harder than us. Just say your way, nigga. Just say your way, bitch, and God we trust. We came up on our own, all we got is us. And if you ain't rolling with it, gon' be sorry as fuck. Nobody music harder than us. Just say your way, nigga.
So that was MADE, Ronald Heisley. Make sure to check his Twitter out, twitter.com/KHiRe, and download his mixtape by going to our podcast page.
It's better to cough. It's like, makes you 10 times more higher than the Crossweed and the Pineapple Express, man. You're like, totally fucking gong show, man.
This week, we have a lovely Nug review, Nuggy review. We got some OG Kush in the house. What? OG Kush? So it's a rare breed over here, in the WeedPornDaily offices. We usually get some fruity shit. I call it shit. I mean, it's fire, but, I mean, when you smoke the same stuff all the time, like you smoke Kush all the time, you smoke Perps all the time, it gets old. Gotta mix it up. And I love when a Kush comes my way, even when it's not grown that well. So this week we have a nameless OG. Nameless because it wasn't grown that well, but it's dank enough to get like a mid-shelf, top-shelf rating. So it's nameless OG. This sample is no smell. I mean, this is the reason I wanted to talk about this, even though it wasn't fire, is because it's a great strain to pick up. I mean, this particular sample had no smell. I mean, it had this slight plant, cannabis plant, fertilizer, grow room, you know, that just like that weed smell to it. But other than that, it had no scent to it. Even when you broke it open, it still didn't erupt any aroma into the air. It's very interesting. But they were still frosty nugs. The trichomes weren't that long, or too densely packed. They were little. It was semi-frosty, and the trichomes were a bit trim. They weren't the best example of an OG Kush trike in the world. But again, it wasn't grown that well. You can see you can just see the plant was denied a few nutrients. It's got some discoloration, but still very frosty, very dense. Just breaks up very well. Not to dust, but to a just perfect little chunks for the bong. Or if you throw it into a grinder, it will grind into a powder that's perfect for a joint. Just an all-around great bud to just have around. I mean, you're not gonna get in trouble with it, with the smell. You're not. Yeah. I'm high. Sorry. It makes you a little paranoid. That's the only problem. But the high is very, very relaxing. It's a hybrid, so it's a more of an indica dom, leaning toward the body high. Your actual your senses get relaxed. Not relaxed. Yeah, I guess relaxed. It's just great for like yoga or acrobatic stretching, because it allows you to reach potentials that you didn't know you had before. It allows your body to. I'll just give you a direct example. I was doing some downward dog, and I was able to get my ass up in a firm, like locked position that I normally don't get, especially quickly performing yoga. And it was because just the sensation of my body. I didn't feel any pain. I didn't feel any discomfort. It was just a nice body buzz throughout, and it was enhanced by the stretching and the kind of runner's high of exercising. So great for exercising, great for working. If you just want to chill at your desk or chill at work, if you work retail, It's not gonna impair you too much verbally. It just relaxes you. It makes you feel rooted, to say the least. Not too much mind. Slight creative buzz, very slight, not too much. It's all about just what the body buzz taps, or untaps rather. So again, Nameless OG, great strain. This particular sample, maybe not the best, but it's dank enough. Does the job. Is it fire? I'd have to say it's a 6.5 out of 10. I mean, I'd lean to like 7, just because it's a great anytime medicator. I mean, you can just, you're feeling some pain, smoke a bowl, or heat up your vaporizer. You want to have a relaxing night or a good workout session, make a brownie, and with not too much, and you'll be great. I mean, it's just, or if you even want to go to work, I mean, or drive, I mean, the things that are normally seen with marijuana as marijuana impairing, this does not impair you at all. It's just a great anytime medicator, wake and bake, bed and shake, I don't know what they call it, just everything, man. Pick it up at your local dispensary.
All you motherfuckers are gonna pay. You are the ones who are the ball lickers.
Normally, in this segment, it'd be Grouch Rumbles, or I'd rant about something that's bothering me in the cannabis community. But this week, I'd like to take the time to highlight some sections on WeedPornDaily so that they can get a little more love. Some new sections too, actually. First and foremost, again, we've opened up a legalize it section, a marijuana reform focus page where you can find just a wealth of information on just how you can help legalize marijuana, how you can help the marijuana movement. If you're ever asking yourself, what can I do? Literally, the first heading on the website is what can I do? You can donate. You can donate to Normal, a great organization that speaks for stoners. Or you can, there's a lot of activism that you can do. You can join local marijuana reform chapters and all that. All that's outlined on the new page at weedporndaily.com/legalize-it, or just legalize.weedporndaily.com. Sorry guys. But it's also got your state laws on marijuana if you're interested. If you're confused, you can get stay informed. That's the most important thing about this whole war on drugs. It's you have to stay educated and stay informed, and that's really the key to it all. Just stay weeducated. In other sectors of WeedPornDaily, we've also opened up a periodic table of pot. I mean, I've pimped it plenty of times on the WeedPornDaily Tumblr, but it's an expansive database. Took a while to compile, of over 400 marijuana or cannabis strains. Shows you the genetics, whether it's sativa, indica, or hybrid, and it also shows you the THC content of many of the major strains, and it also allows you to order it by THC content, so you can see, so you can just browse next time you're interested, like what bud do I want to buy next. check out the periodic table, man. It's literally got every strain imaginable. We'll be connecting it soon with our medical marijuana database. It's really that's a more expansive database. It's taking a while to develop. It'll have the history of every strain, as well as the yield, where you can buy seeds, just all the information that you need about the strain, and just all the information that you need about cannabis to become a better cannabis connoisseur. This week in Weed Porn Daily, we've also released a special video chat on the website. Now if I'm online, Grouch, a little box will pop up on WeedPornDaily.com showing you how many users are online, and I can actually start video chats with you guys where up to 10 people will be able to just join up and discuss marijuana, or just have a little have a little session, you know. And I believe up to 100 or more people can watch and chat. So that's a great. I've been trying to expand Weed Porn Daily more socially, rather than just Weed Porn Daily content, and this is the biggest step yet. We hope to host some live podcasts through there, some Q&As, and it's just some super stony sessions where we hotbox the hell out of WeedPornDaily.com. So stay tuned. I will inform you guys on Twitter and Tumblr whenever sessions or just any chats happening on the website. And as always, for the latest in Weed Porn Daily, yeah, you have to follow the Twitter, Tumblr, and the website. It's really like a collective. It's crazy. Cannabis collective. So I think that's it. I mean, I don't want to pimp too much, but I will pimp this real quick. We have a store. I don't know if you guys are aware. We do affiliate with a head shop if you guys want to buy bongs. That's grasscity.weedporndaily.com. But we also have a shop where I actually design t-shirts for you guys to wear. T-shirts, cannabis connoisseur fashion. We've got some I Love Kush shirts. Hello My Strain Is. We've got stickers, hats, a bunch of apparel. Just stop by shop.weedporndaily.com and you can just check out all of our products, and we're always adding to the database. We'll always have more designs as you guys buy more. And I think that's it. Yeah, I mean, I don't wanna sell you guys too much. I always feel bad about that. Not really. But I love you guys. I really appreciate all you guys listening. I appreciate the followers. I appreciate everyone that stuck through the recent hate on Tumblr. What the fuck was that, man? Seriously. I'm glad everyone that supported, shown their love via the Ask Box. If you guys want to submit any questions or just your love, you can go to blog.weedporndaily.com/ask, and you can just speak directly to the editor of WeedPornDaily.com. Yeah, thanks again, you guys, for listening. You guys are awesome. The best super stoners in the world, seriously. And, yeah, follow us everywhere. Tell your friends. Stay regular, super stoners.